You guys, it is a very, very special big day. This is episode 1 of the new show here on the World Championship Wreckage channel, Queen's Court, hosted by me, the Tribal Queen, Breigh. And couldn't have asked two better people to be doing this with me as we visit and talk about every Monday Night Raw from the very beginning up until now. I'm going to welcome HuskyRhodes, that side, and to below of me, Mike Duplessis. Thank you again, guys, for doing this with me. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. Great.
Good.
Thank you for asking me to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
This is a learning experience because you guys know I got into wrestling a lot later in life, and
Right.
so this first episode we're going to talk about, it's definitely something. But before we get into it, I want to ask you guys, when was the first time you watched Monday Night Raw?
I grew up a WCW kid. So I don't really remember watching a ton of WWF until about right around WrestleMania 12 is when I started watching Raw a lot more. After Shawn won the belt is when I kind of started tuning, doing the channel changing a lot of the times.
Yeah. Around me, it was 97. I stayed a lot with my grandparents, and they had both USA and TBS, so we would do a lot of channel changing. My uncles watched both, so yeah, around 97 is when I really started paying attention to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I think the first Raw, I wish I remember the exact day, but it was the Raw after Mania 2015.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're within the past 10 years, you started becoming a fan. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and then but since then hooked on it all, and it's nice to go back and kind of watch the stuff that I did miss. Because I mean, we were starting in 1993, and I'm thinking, I was just a little baby then.
Yeah, I was not even 1 when this aired.
Yeah,
I'm so old. I was was it 93? I was about to turn 7 when this first episode aired. I'm just gonna get out of the gate. This first episode is fucked.
It's not
does not hold up at all.
and plus it's short because when I looked at the time, it was 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, I find out that there was a dark match that wasn't on the show, and I could not find it on YouTube. It was Crush and Bam Bam Bigelow. I could not find that match.
It would have been a great match to put on Raw.
Dude, you could have taken. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Taker, but you could have taken this fucking Damian Demento Taker match off of this fucking show and given me Bam Bam Bigelow and Crush.
Yeah,
I would have eaten that up.
Oh yeah. And so it starts January 11th of 93, and it was they were building up the Royal Rumble too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think once we get further into other episodes, I might check out that Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
it's a good Rumble.
Yeah,
all the way through. That is a good Rumble show.
Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels Marty Jannetty match that they plug in it's a good one. I would highly suggest going back and checking out that Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some interesting facts that I did in my research this morning. There were 1,000 people at this show, 600 paid, $10 a pop. So they only made $6,000 at the gate.
Wow.
Now, here's the messed up part that I found out. So obviously they didn't know how well the show was going to go. So they just paid the wrestlers a TV fee. Take a wild stab at how much money these wrestlers got paid to be on the first episode of Raw. You'll never guess.
$200.
I'm gonna say $100.
$25.
Oh my god!
Hold up.
Taker, Shawn Michaels, the Steiner brothers $25 a pop.
Wow. That's
The Intercontinental Champion got paid $25 for a show.
Oh, that is so
That's so fucked up.
Like, I know they were in hard times in the early 90s, but goddamn.
Dude, like, come on, man. Like,
Jesus.
you can't break off a rack for these people like $25.
That's
Vince,
That doesn't
You
even give
cheap
you a hotel room
bastard.
in New York. Very.
that doesn't even get you a cab to the hotel. Like, what the fuck?
And like
Unbelievable.
right off the bat too, the one thing that I thought that was the most entertaining was like Sean Williams outside and Bobby Egan, how many times he tried to get into that building.
See, I have in my notes, best part of the show is Bobby the Brain Heenan trying to get into the building.
Yes,
Yes.
awesome.
Time.
I will say the Jewish getup though was a little.
That was a little much. Like,
Well, yeah,
come
it
on,
was like-
come on, Bobby.
Yeah,
You're better
because like
than that, Bobby.
the first time it was just himself trying to get in, like gotta get in. And then,
then
the second
him
time it
dressing-
was
him in
aunt.
drag.
Yeah. First
Yeah.
it was the aunt, and then it was the uncle, and then finally when they let him in, it was the end of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could get in now. Credits. So good.
But what doesn't make sense is that they wouldn't let him in, but yet they played a promo of him
Right.
during the show, introducing Lex Luger.
Mhm.
the narcissist. The way he says it, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It
I don't want
took
to
me a
speak ill of
minute.
the dead, but I hate the way that he says that.
Yeah, it took me a minute. I'm like, what is he saying?
Yeah. That promo is proof positive that Bobby the Brain Heenan is one of the best promos in the history of the business.
Yes.
Like that man could talk anybody into the building. And it was a shining moment for this show because there's a lot of there's a lot of fucked up shit on this show.
And there wasn't a lot of wrestling.
Right. There were 4 matches.
Yeah, and like the longest one, I was looking up the times. Out of the 4 matches, 3 of them were like less than 4 minutes, and then the Shawn Michaels match was 10 minutes. And that's it.
The one champion on the show, so let's give him a little time. But yeah, they were.
I do have an
quick.
interesting fact about that Shawn Michaels match.
Oh,
So the guy who played Max Moon at this point, Pat
Yeah.
Tanaka,
Pat
or
Tanaka.
Paul Diamond.
Yeah.
So in 1985, Paul Diamond got hired by the WWF at this point because Paul Diamond and Shawn Michaels were good friends because they wrestled as a tag team in 1985 when they were both rookies for Texas All-Star Wrestling, the Guerreros promotion.
Oh.
in El Paso.
Oh wow.
Because Conan was the original Max Moon and he got
Yes.
fired.
Yeah. Conan. Yeah. Fun fact. Yeah, Conan was the original character for Max Moon. There's pictures of him in the fucking getup and everything, which. No disrespect to Paul Diamond, one half of Bad Breed, ECW fucking originals, but Conan would have been a way better worker if he would have just not gotten fired.
Yeah. Attitude problems.
Well, I mean, yeah, listen to anything that Conan says now. It's like, yeah, it's apparent.
And another question I have, because I did not know this upon watching it, the commentary was Vince, Randy Savage, and Rob Bartlett. Did they?
Yeah.
How long? Because I got some issues with their commentary, but how many did they do commentary together for a long time after this?
I looked it up. Rob Bartlett, he's a stand-up comedian, or was a stand-up comedian. He was on like talk radio in New York where he would do a bunch of these celebrity impressions, and Vince thought he was funny. So that's how he got hired. He's only on here, well, sadly for us, because we have to watch it, but he's on for like 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh god!
He took it was 3 months
Yeah.
that he was with WWE.
Yeah,
And
and
then
it's
he
literally
got
him, Savage, and Vince, and yeah, it's not.
No, here's the fucked up part. The reason why Randy Savage is on commentary is because Vince said, "You're too old to wrestle." He was 40 years old at the time. Sheamus is almost 50.
Yeah.
Edge is almost 50.
Yes.
Sting is 64 years old and jumping off of ladders.
Yeah.
Like,
But
AJ
yeah,
Styles, when he won the world title, was 43 years old.
Yeah. But and then Randy Savage would prove him wrong and go to WCW and have killer matches.
Right. And still would go.
Yeah.
Wrestle for like 3 months with a torn tricep because he's a maniac.
Vince is not smart.
Yeah.
And like some of the stuff they said, because like the first match was Yokozuna and Coco Beware. That thing,
Ass like an amphitheater. Is so great.
So many fat jokes and Asian jokes. It's just like, oh my god, this is on TV.
I couldn't believe it. Because like I wrote down, like he doesn't belong at a sushi bar. He belongs at a salad bar. And like the ass like an amphitheater. I'm not going to forget that.
Yeah. No, ass like an amphitheater is crazy.
It's insane. Like, I couldn't believe
like
that
you say that now on TV, you're getting canceled within
oh my god. Yeah.
24 hours.
Dude, we're getting canceled just bringing it up.
Probably.
Whatever. You can't take it something from people that they don't have anything.
They're like, he's got his own fly zone and like
it's like that man's ass so big he's got his own no fly zone. I'm like, what the fuck? How?
Somehow it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
No.
It's Vince.
Yeah. No. What's even less surprising and still shocking actually watching the Ring Girls.
Oh yeah.
That is like, okay, this is uncalled for and a little much.
I mean, Vince wanted it to be boxing at that point, so he's like, "Yeah, we need the Raw girls, pal."
But I will say though, Coco Beware's. I liked his gear. It was very 90s. I know we're in the 90s, but it was very colorful. It was probably my favorite.
That was during
everybody's.
That was during his tag team with Owen Hart.
Owen,
high energy.
Yeah, and Owen had the same gear too.
Mm-hmm.
They were a great tag team.
They had fantastic gear, and their work together was great. That's another thing you need to look up, Breigh. Watch some high energy matches.
Yeah,
they're really good.
That'd be my homework.
It was before Owen tried to be more like Brett.
Yeah. That was.
He was a high flyer.
Oh yeah,
movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, really, this match was almost like a squash match, though.
Yeah.
It was just he tried to kick Yokozuna. He wouldn't move. He did not get off his feet. Yeah. I don't think one time, except at the end to get onto the second rope to jump onto him to win.
That was Yoko at his top, and Coco. He was at the end of his career because he retired or left the WWF not that shortly after.
Yeah, I think it was about a year or less than a year.
Yeah, because he had been wrestling until he had started wrestling in the early 70s. He had been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that he was part of the Samoan family.
Oh, Yoko?
That's the biggest lie the WWF has ever told.
Yoko's not Japanese; he's Samoan.
Yeah,
he even made an appearances in like the late 80s.
Yeah.
As what was it? Was it King Kahuna?
Yeah, King Kahuna. He would wrestle. He wrestled a bunch of territories, and he did some stuff for WCW before he got signed to the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
But
because I know he did some stuff with the Head Shrinkers too.
Yeah, and he was smaller. It was like he was
He was about like prime Rikishi size.
Yeah.
Like before he took on the Yokozuna gimmick.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. Like he has like long hair and a beard and shit. It's wild to see. And
then the next match, like it was again, I feel like all the other matches were squash matches.
Yeah, these are all squash matches except for the IC title.
It was the Steiner brothers versus the Executioners.
Wow. It's like two dudes in horrible ninja costumes.
Yeah. Like, it was really just the Steiner brothers kicking their asses, and then 3 minutes later, 1, 2, 3.
Early Steiner's matches, they killed jobbers. I feel bad for the jobbers they faced in these early Raws.
Yeah.
Pre-steroids, Scotty Steiner.
Such a scary son of a...
Is crazy because not only is he still freakishly strong, he can move. Like, it's nuts, dude. He did a 450 splash in the 80s.
Yeah, he's the creator of the 450.
It's
working for an independent company in Detroit.
It's insane. Like, he does it to the dude while they're standing up too, which is fucking wild.
Like, that team did not have a chance.
No.
No,
those dudes literally are like, we need that $25 to pay rent. So we'll get the shit kicked out of us by the Steiners, no problem.
What if they don't even pay? If you're paying your stars $25, these jobbers,
they're getting taxed, dude.
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, here's your pay. It'll be $16.37.
Yeah.
And then, like, the next segment with Bobby trying to get in dressed like the aunt of Rob Bartlett. Told no. And then Vince was interviewing Razor Ramon in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Which, his promo, I don't know if it was just his accent he was trying to... Was that, like, a fake accent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, he's basing it off of Tony Montana.
Yeah, that's his...
The story is, like, they brought him in, and he was going to have, like, a military gimmick or something like that.
Yes.
And he's like, Vince, I don't want to do that. He's like, have you ever seen Scarface? And Vince was like, no. And he said it was him and Kurt Hennig in there in the interview, and he's just like, say hello to the bad guy. And Vince's like, I love it. It's great. Do it.
By the way, in this era of the WWF where it's based on kids stuff and cartoons, to have a character based off a goddamn movie like Scarface it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah. Like all these cartoon character gimmicks, and then it's like
a coke dealer.
Yeah, a Cuban coke dealer, sure. Yeah, like let's go for it.
The
Why
promos
not?
they would do for him though, leading up to his debut, I know, but like he's in the hood. Like they really had him going to the hood of Miami.
Yeah, they flew him out to Miami, and he's just like, let's go to the Cuban spots. So they just park this like white convertible out there, and he's in like the fucking silk pants, wild shirts, chains, and shit. Like
the fact that he did not get robbed, or
well, he's also 6'7", 285. They're not running up on Scott Hall, brother.
Touche, or at least shot.
Right? Yeah, they're just like, hey man, go rob that dude. Nah, man, he's the size of a house. No.
And then he really, I don't know if it was just, I might have to rewatch it again. I feel like he didn't really say too much besides how he was just going to be Brett for the title of the Rumble.
That's basically that's the long and the short of it.
And he should have.
There's the promos in this time. They're basically like, I'm here, I'm gonna beat you, this is why.
Yeah.
Like there's no real like drawn out story like promo wise that you're gonna get like in today's stuff. Like any of like the WWE stuff, they're nowhere near.
Just quick and to the point.
Yeah.
And then the next one was the first. Actually, this was the first Shawn Michaels match I've ever watched. Was his Intercontinental match with Max Moon.
Wait. Hold up.
Like ever?
You've never watched a Shawn Michaels match ever.
Why? Why is this? Why?
How? That's
how? Yeah. Also,
I don't know. But I realized that when I was watching this, I'm like, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched a Shawn Michaels match.
Husky, we have to center things.
Oh my god, you have so much homework to do. Oh my god. Okay.
I think I'm about to give Husky
First
a heart
homework
attack.
assignment.
Yeah.
First homework assignment.
Watch a bunch of Shawn Michaels matches because this doesn't give him.
We gotta give like 2 or 3 like solid ones. To say that you did it, you have to watch the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12 with him and Brett. I will say this, and this might get me canceled. It's kind of a boring match, but
it's technically
it's
out
one
there.
it's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah, it just
I personally just think it's like, dude, you guys could have wrapped this up in 20 minutes.
Well,
it didn't.
We're also used to watching deathmatch wrestling, so
that's also fair. I'm used to watching like
car
CZW.
crashes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm doing a show on ECW, so like I'm used to that type of shit.
Speaking of that match with Triple H, she needs to watch.
Oh, the SummerSlam one where he comes back.
Yeah,
that's a good one. The street fight.
Yeah,
that one. Don't watch the tag match from Saudi Arabia with Kane and the Undertaker. It's just sad.
Oh.
Yeah. Old people wrestling is not.
It's a lot of people's childhood dying on pay-per-view. It's
in
brutal.
the Middle East. Yeah, it's not okay.
Bald Shawn Michaels is like terrifying.
A fat Kane is terrifying.
Oh yeah, Fat Kane and Bald Shawn Michaels are sleep paralysis demons for a lot of us.
Speaking of his hair, I wrote down what the hell was wrong with his hair in this match.
What, Sean's
mullet, baby?
Oh,
it's the 80s, 90s mullet. Oh, have you
so
seen?
Good. It's the best. It's the best mullet in WWE history. Shawn Michaels mullets because it's like normal ass short haircut on top, and then just this fucking beaver tail hanging off of his back. It's so good. I love it. That Texas mud flap he's got on the back of his neck.
I didn't get a good look at his belt, but was it like a light blue?
Oh yeah.
Was it? Okay. I was like, well, that's really different from like any of the other belts I've seen.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing in like the early 90s in WWF. AEW's kind of done it with like the TNT title and like with MJF doing the Burberry thing. They change it up a lot because like I think Warrior, when he had the IC title, he changed it to yellow.
Yeah.
So did Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. I think Goldust did too.
Goldust had a gold one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all gold.
That was beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
That is an underrated IC title.
And I mean, in my opinion, it's the best title design of all time. Is that OG one?
Yeah.
And any color variant, it just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That baby blue on Shawn though is like perfect.
That's the one. That's the one thing where the metal plate pops with every color strap.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And like the whole time I was watching this, because I mean it was the longest match on the show. Right. I genuinely thought Max Moon had a chance to win.
They actually, for what it was, they gave him a shot. Like,
so they were really thinking this Max Moon character is going to get over with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, they didn't show his entrance. Like fully.
They didn't show any entrances really.
They showed Shawn Taker. They only showed the people that were winning. They showed Shawn Taker, Steiners, and
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna. Yeah.
And by the way, a short Taker entrance.
That was really short.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That's the shortest entrance I've ever seen.
Well, then again, Taker was under 30 at this point. Brother could still walk. Like, that's the thing. Brother still had hips that worked correctly. So
and the ramp. I mean, it's not really a ramp. It was a hallway.
It's literally a hallway. I can see, like, cutting to the Taker match. We'll get back to it, but like seeing young Undertaker again,
it's nice.
Oh God, just watching him being like, okay, he's moving around and he's not in pain. fuck yes, this is awesome. Like this is why he is on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore, because man, he's the best big man to ever have it in WWE.
Seeing that Taker reminds me of the In Your House video game.
Yeah.
So
good. I loved that video game.
And during this one was when we first saw Doink the Clown.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, he was in the background from the beginning, but yeah,
he was just like walking around
teasing kids.
I didn't really understand that. Like, was he just
he was
to, like,
evil
talk to wrestlers?
He was that was Evil Clown. Evil Doink the Clown was a menace, and he was mean and evil. It was creepy early. Matt Bourne doesn't get the credit he deserves for that early Doink the Clown.
Right, yeah.
God, Evil Doink the Clown, phenomenal.
Oh, it was great stuff. And it was building up to his eventual WrestleMania 9 match with Crush Breigh.
AKA
Brian Clark from Chronic in late stage WCW. He came back to it during the Attitude Era. Or no, he was in the Attitude Era as the leader of a motorcycle gang.
Yeah. He was still going by Crush. He went to jail. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was a motorcycle gang after that. Members of that motorcycle gang got kicked out of Nation of Domination.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, because he was in the Nation of Domination for a while after he did his heel turn. And then he got kicked out and was like, you know what? All right, we're going to be the precursor to Sons of Anarchy and be
Gang Wars. That era of Monday Night Raw. I can't wait till we get to that.
I cannot wait until you see the faction gang warfares, because you have Savio Vega leading Los Boricuas. You have the Nation of Domination, Farouk, The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and then you have basically the goddamn Aryan Nation in this motorcycle gang with fucking Crush and
the Harris Brothers.
The Harris Brothers, who apparently are and Primetime Brian Lee from ECW, one of the people.
Taker.
Oh yeah, and the Fake Taker. Do you know about Fake Taker, Breigh?
No, that is the first time I've heard of Fake Taker.
Oh. All right, we're jumping like a year.
This show is going to be awesome. This is going to be fantastic.
They did a storyline where Ted DiBiase brought in a Fake Taker.
Well, Taker had he had an injury. He broke his orbital bone in his face in a match, I think, right?
Yeah. That I hate speaking wrong of the dead, but Viscera was not a good wrestler when he started out.
Oh yeah, because he did a leg drop.
So many people.
I mean, he nearly broke Kevin Nash's back.
Yeah, broke Kevin Nash's back, broke the orbital bone of Taker. He had hurt he hurt Yoko.
Yeah, he hurt Yoko. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, if you can hurt Yokozuna.
Yeah, when he was
you hurt a Samoan. That's wild.
Yeah. When he was Mabel, before he turned Viscera, he was not well liked, and he injured a lot of people.
Yeah. So
but R.I.P. Nelson Frazier.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Big Daddy V. But Taker was out, obviously recovering from surgery. So Ted DiBiase brings in a fake Undertaker, played by Brian Lee from ECW, and
who was his actual brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who got arrested 3 years ago for a drunken disturbance thing and tried to get out of it by saying he was the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Right, I hope you get clean.
Yeah, I hope you're good, dude. But so this was a build up, and it was WrestleMania, or wait, was it WrestleMania or SummerSlam?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam 94.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taker comes back from injury, and there's an infamous stare down of the two Undertakers.
Even though
in
Brian
ring.
Williams, like,
And you
6
can
inches taller than-
clearly tell which one's the real Undertaker because Mark Calloway is a good 6 inches taller than Brian Lee. And he's just kind of just looking down at him like, you know you fucked up, right? The only other time that a fake person in wrestling worked was the fake Kane, played by Doc Gallows.
Yeah,
by Lou Gallows, because he's close enough to the same size.
Yeah.
And he had the mannerisms down and everything. Like, I can't wait for you to see that.
My first Raw that I ever went to was during that fake Kane storyline.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got to see Luke Gallows get that Raw payday under a hood.
Yeah, May 2006. And yeah, that was weird. During the May 10th, that May 19th storyline is weird.
Yeah, it's real weird. Just a build up to a movie that Kane was in that nobody watched.
But yeah, this first Raw. Let's get back.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. There's not a lot to talk about on this first Raw.
No,
it's like 4 squash matches and like random promos.
Well, yeah, like the next one was Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty talking about Sensational Sherry and what corner she was going to be in at the Rumble.
Yeah,
that was a part of the storyline.
No, she's going to be in my corner.
Right. Yeah, that was part of the storyline. It's like Sherry was wanting to leave Shawn and like go to Marty, and like nobody really knew what was going on, but it will play out in a few weeks.
Yeah.
One of these for instead of doing like the Raw after the thing, we should cover that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And the Raw after to give a little bit more.
Yeah.
Play out.
Well, and really, that's what it like. All the rest of the promos, that's what it all was. Was like everybody
build up the Royal Rumble.
Like they pretty much announced all of the contenders in the Royal Rumble.
I miss the Raw reports.
I do too.
That's my notes.
The Raw report.
The Raw reports are great. Mean Gene is so good.
Legend, absolute legend. Yeah, they need to do something like this on Raw. You've got 3 hours of programming.
Yeah,
you could break off a little time to do this, but I don't know. Got to give the Bloodline more TV time.
And then after Jim Duggan's promo, it went back out to Shawn and Bobby. This time it was the uncle. He was the uncle with the horrible fake mustache. Whatever.
So bad.
Yeah, the horrible Jewish accent. So bad.
It was horrible.
I literally I had to put headphones in at points while I was listening to this. I was like, I can't. People in my house cannot hear what I'm listening to.
Yeah. And then there wasn't much else, and then it was the Undertaker Demento match.
Undertaker, Damien Demento.
It creeps me out. Damien Demento, that is a weird character.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it is a wild character.
It's a lot. Breigh, what are your takes on the infamous 90s jobber Damien Demento?
He was just very, I couldn't put my finger on it. He was very, I don't know if it was the hair or like what he was wearing.
You didn't like the haircut?
Who is this guy?
The haircut is great. It's so fucked up.
But Paul Bear's facial expressions, because I wasn't super familiar with him, his facial expressions are crazy.
Paul Bear is easily the greatest manager in WWF history.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Honestly, in wrestling history, with outside the Undertaker, if you look at early in his career and the wrestlers he's managed.
Oh, when he was out in like Mid-South and
Texas,
dude. He
blonde hair.
The Pringle Dynasty, dude. When he was Percy Pringle, had that beautiful blonde hair. Manager of the Stars, dude. It was
Rick
Like,
Rude.
Yeah, he had Rick Rude for a while.
Austin.
Oh yeah, Steve Austin was managed by him for a bit.
Yeah.
Before he passed, he was out in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and he managed a young L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Like it's wild
Crazy.
because he looks and sounds exactly the same then as he does now, but he's got the greatest manager of all time in his corner. It's crazy.
He also managed Brian Cage.
Wow.
He managed Brian Cage?
So, early
What is
days
that?
of Championship Wrestling for Hollywood, Eli Drake and Brian Cage were part of a tag team.
Oh.
Ironically, because of how Brian Cage looks now, I say ironically, they were called Natural Selection. And if you look at Brian Cage now, he is not natural at all.
Let me put it to you this way. Breigh, when you see a picture of Brian Cage when he started wrestling and Brian Cage now, Brian Cage when he started wrestling looks like Adam Cole.
Oh.
By comparison.
Yeah,
my.
he's that juice does wonders.
Gas on all of it. I'm pretty sure he's probably done this where like, hey man, can you shoot me up? And they stick him and it just burbles out and they're like, brother, I think you're full.
You just stole a joke from Warlord.
Yeah, I did. I watched that Scott Hall shoot the other day.
Yeah. I was like, I know that joke.
And then, there's the tombstone and 1, 2, 3. Then it ended, well, two things. Vince was interviewing Doink the Clown, asking why he makes kids cry.
That was a thing. Evil Clown made
The Evil Clown. And then Crush comes out.
with the greatest fake Hawaiian accent ever.
Doink, brah! You making kids cry, brah! It's like, dude.
Someone who went to school with a bunch of Islanders, watching that now is great.
I have to look it up. I have to look up where Brian Clark is actually from, because
I think he's literally from the Midwest or something. He's from the States. He's from.
Brian. I'm sorry, not Brian Clark. Brian Adams. Brian Clark was Adam Baum, who you will see further down the line. Let's see, Brian Adams, wrestler. Not the. Okay, where was he from? Oh, he actually was from Hawaii.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's actually Hawaiian. So okay, he gets a pass. He's from there.
All right, maybe it is a fake. It sounded.
It definitely did. It literally sounded like he was doing a bit. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you look like me. You can't do that. You're gonna get.
That's why I was confused.
Right? Yeah, but no, he was raised in Kona, Hawaii. So
Okay.
I was just waiting for him to kick the clown's ass.
they have a match at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah. Great match, actually. Not that bad.
2 doinks.
Yeah. Honestly, one of the better matches off of that WrestleMania, because that Mania sucks.
Hot garbage.
WrestleMania 9 is trash.
I knew it was gonna. I didn't remember watching it as a kid, but I remember I rewatched it a few years ago because I was like, all right, I want to see how bad this is, and then seeing Jim Ross in a toga, I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, that was his first. That was his first job with the WWF. Was that Mania?
Yeah, he left WCW his first time on camera.
Is WrestleMania 9, and it's literally one of the worst Manias ever. I kind of feel that.
In the parking lot of Caesar's Palace in a fucking toga.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The most entertaining part of that is Bobby the Brain Heenan coming out on a camel backwards.
That was fucking funny as hell. Oh. Rest in peace, Bobby.
But that
Bobby.
Mania's got Undertaker. In my opinion, Undertaker's worst Mania match.
Ooh, Giant Gonzalez.
You know what's really funny? And he left the WWF or WC. He left WCW because they wanted him to do a program with him as El Gigante. And he was like, no, screw that. And then he ends up working with him as Giant Gonzalez in the WWF. I feel bad for Mark.
And then he left WWE and was supposed to go back to WCW.
Yeah. But they were like,
to work World War III, but he didn't get his visa in time, so they sent him back to Argentina. And that's where the Yeti comes into play.
Oh yeah, that's why the Eddie was there. I forgot the Yeti. Ugh.
And then it ends with Bobby and Sean again. We talked about it, but Sean tells him he can finally go in, and it just cuts out before he can even get inside.
He turns around, runs in, Raw logo in the corner, credits.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
You can go in now. It's all done.
Love that.
Yes.
I also like super popped at like when Raw 30 came on and Sean Mooney was like came back out. I was like, holy shit, yes, my childhood. Let's go.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Where do they refine Sean Mooney? Because
I don't know. Because I don't know what he did post WWE. But like he just kind of worked a normie. Yeah, just worked a regular ass job, and then it's like, hey, we're doing the 30th anniversary of this thing you used to do. You want to do it? Okay, I'll take a payday. Why not?
Yeah. You'll make a lot more than $25.
Oh yeah, we'll actually pay you.
Maybe
we won't. Yeah, we won't give you a voucher for McDonald's afterwards or whatever.
We might pay for your flight here.
They were in New York. It was probably a voucher from a bodega.
Oh yeah. Go to this corner and get you a chopped cheese on Vince. Fucking hell.
God, that was episode 1. That was something.
It's gonna get weirder.
This is gonna be a fun journey.
This is just warming up, girl. You're in for a ride.
Whoa.
Because the new generation, like this era, like the post Hogan, pre-Attitude Era stuff. This is where your occupational wrestlers come into play.
You get to see Kane for the first time here soon.
Yeah, Dr. Isaac Yankem. Evil dentist with fucked up teeth. And you get Duke the Dumpster Drozy in there.
You get what else is there?
Who else? The Goon.
Hey, the hockey gimmick was lit.
The hockey gimmick was dope.
You get the magician.
Oh yeah,
Phantasmo.
Yeah, Fantasio. This weird mime. Like he comes into the ring and he's like pulling the
magic tricks.
He's doing magic tricks throughout the match. It's fucking crazy. The fact that Vince was like, book it. Put that shit on my TV.
He probably said that's good shit.
Oh, the kids will love it, pal. Well, he wasn't that grizzled yet. Like, because you could tell in the commentary he hasn't completely blown his voice out yet.
No.
So well, that'll be great, pal. Fucking put it on my TV. And then when he gets into the evil McMahon, that's when the gravel comes out. Ugh. Can't believe that man doesn't know what burritos are.
Oh my god.
That's a thing.
What?
Vince McMahon does not know what a burrito is.
Wow.
I hate this.
He eats them every day and does not know what a burrito is. No, literally. Somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody in WWE or used to work for WWE. Vince says, I want one of my meat wraps. And he's like, you mean a burrito? He's like, no, what's that? And he's like, it's the fucking thing you eat every day for lunch, Vince.
Oh my god.
Meat wrap? I hate this.
A meat wrap. I mean, dude, he thinks sneezes are like, if you sneeze, you're weak. He also said he would never grow a beard because he didn't want to let it win. What the fuck does that mean?
That is a phenomenal quote that I now want to put on my wall.
It's like, I won't grow a beard because I won't let the beard win. But
What is
then
he
he
afraid
but then he retires and he comes out and he's got a fucking Gomez Adams mustache now. Like, what the hell?
Is he afraid that food's gonna get like stuck in his beard or?
No, he's just crazy. He's just completely unhinged.
Oh
Like, there's dude, when he like retired because of all that shit, I just started looking up a bunch of stuff and I was just like, why? Why did I do this? Like, I'm just making myself mad in my own home. I don't want to do that.
my God. Well,
Yeah.
there you have it, guys. This was episode 1 of the very, very first Monday Night Raw. I cannot wait to watch all of these and come back and talk about these again because this is a learning journey for me.
Oh, it is.
And
you are in for a
This is
ride.
gonna be so much fun.
I can't
wait.
wait.
Oh my god, there's so much you have to catch up on, and it's going to be fucking wild to see your reaction to a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, as we wind it down, thank you guys for watching. From the Tribal Queen, from HuskyRhodes, from Mike Duplessis, thank you for watching Queen's Court, and we will see you guys next time.